Okay, so yesterday it was Arsenal a very fortuitous 3, West Ham 1. Am I disappointed with the result? Yeah, definitely. Because the way Arsenal played, I think we matched them, and for large chunks of the game we were the better side without a shadow of a doubt. Was I disappointed with the manner of the way we played? No, I wasn't. I was actually quite pleased. If it's possible to be pleased watching your club lose and concede 3 goals, but the green shoots that I think we'd seen the previous game were really starting to, flourish now, if you like, or sprout. That's probably a better word, isn't it? A lot of the play, we were starting to play more like a team for the first time this season, and as I say, I think Arsenal were there for the taking, to be honest, because they weren't good, and we were unlucky. Although you make your own luck, and we didn't take our chances, and that is what killed us, because we could have had that game stitched up and out of sight by half time. But it was just so nice to see us create chances, which I've not seen for 2 years, and to actually see some attacking play. And I think all in all, particularly when the squad was, or the team was announced, I thought, hello, there's some interesting changes there. Is he changing for change's sake? But when you see the way they were set up, I probably understood all the changes that he made. Obviously, just going through them quickly, Fabianski, he's solid and he's nailed on. He's our number 1. I was pleased to see Fredericks back, and I think Fredericks had a really, really good game. Balbuena was his normal self. He's solid, reads the game well. I just think he's going to be Mr. Dependable. I was pleased that Diop got a start. I don't think Ogbonna had done too much wrong, but I thought Diop did okay. First game in, and he held his own. The own goal, he couldn't do anything about that. On another day, that could have smacked him in the ribs or the stomach or wherever, and bounced straight back into Fabianski's hands, or it could have just gone sliding across the goal. But he was just in the wrong place, wrong time. Couldn't do anything about that at all. But all in all, I thought he played better than he did pre-season. He looked far more assured. Masuaku, same old thing, very good going forward. Still got major concerns about him defensively, and interesting the amount of goals we're actually conceding down on that left flank. I'll probably go into the goals a bit later on. Midfield, Sanchez, to me, possibly man of the match for me, or certainly the West Ham player of the match. To me, it just underlined why we've needed a central defensive midfielder who's a specialist in that role. He was patrolling things in front of the back 4, breaking up play, lots of energy, absolutely superb. And all the people that had never probably ever really seen him play other than like 30 seconds in the World Cup or whatever, who were dissing the fella. Well, hopefully you've actually seen he's actually quite a decent footballer, and hopefully he's now going to be a regular starter, because we do need somebody in that role. I thought Antonio did well on the left hand side, better than he's been on the right, and actually worked a lot harder, worked back as well. So I couldn't knock him, and he actually looked fairly dangerous going forward. It was good to see Anderson moved inside. My last your shout, I did actually mention that I wondered if he was in the right position, being played on the left hand side. So I'm glad Neil Pellegrini obviously looks at my Your Shirt videos and decided to move him into the centre, and I think best game by a country mile for Anderson. Did really, really well. I think Snodgrass did okay. Again, seen a few people saying, well, why didn't Yarmolenko start? And I would like to see Yarmolenko start, because he definitely offers something, but I think Pellegrini's thinking behind that. I might be wrong, but Snodgrass will track back, and I don't think he wanted to leave Fredericks exposed like he was at Liverpool, and he knew full well that Snodgrass would go back and he'd do the donkey work, which I don't think Yarmolenko will do. I could see Yarmolenko playing against Wolves, because I think we'll be going all-out attack. I don't think it was right necessarily to start him that game. My personal opinion. There's a comments below thing you know, if you want to give me a good slating for that and say, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, the Yarmolenko should have started. It's a free country. Fill your boats. Arnautovic, again, awesome, really good. And the one that was a real disappointment for me was Wilshere. I don't know if the occasion overawed him or whether he was still thinking he was an Arsenal shirt or whatever, but he was just off the pace yesterday, and he just, you know, if we had a weak link, I think it was him. But so I would just put that down to the fact that he was playing against his old muckers, and yeah, I don't know. Well, it was just one of those games. Move on, and hopefully next week he's back to his old self again. So all in all, a lot more fluidity, a lot more possession. Moving the ball around. Anderson, some lovely runs, picking the ball up from deep. Some lovely passes. He's starting to build that understanding with Arnautovic, and so all in all, a really good display. Deserved to be 1-0 up. Say could have had another couple if we could have finished. Then obviously they got the equaliser, and again that was down. Wilshere initially didn't pick his man up, but I've not seen it back again by recollection. But again, they run off, and then Masuaku stood off the defender who whipped the ball in. It didn't get tight enough to him, and that, I think, just that little thing there is the difference between maybe him and Creswell. I think Creswell would have done his damnedest to actually block the shot or make it more difficult, where I think it was Bellerin, wasn't it, who whipped the ball across, but he wasn't challenged as I was expecting initially, like Masuaku. And I'm not knocking Masuaku because I thought all in all we had a pretty good game, but he was tending to mark space more than marking the man. So that got us back to 1-0. But even then, I thought, well, we could come again. You know, we didn't look didn't look defeated at 1-0. I thought it was a real good chance for us to go on and you know, get another one or two. You know, we looked that potent, which was just so nice. Second half, obviously, again we held our own, missed chances. I think we started to run out of steam a bit. Big change when Arnautovic went off, because he's the catalyst for us, and for all Chicharito's running around, we kind of lost that focal point up front, I felt. But you know, that said, we were still playing well. The goal that they scored to go 2-1 up was fortuitous. Well, probably should have cleared the ball out first before it got back into the box. But a ball whipped in like that, short distance away, it could have gone absolutely anywhere. Stroke of luck, they got it. So you know, so be it. And then obviously the one at the death, again come down the right hand side, or their right, our left. And you know, it was an easy finish, and it was sort of disappointing. You know, it shouldn't have been a 3-1 defeat at all. I mean, if anything, probably we deserved a draw, but I still think we deserve to win, because I think Arsenal against a better team than us, and we will become a better team because we're getting better and better each week, would have been ripped to shreds yesterday. And if we could have taken our chances, we could have been sitting there with 3 points. That said, based on that. And I think there's a few people who are now starting to own those positions. Just all in all, I actually thought that was a really good display, and it's given me a lot of confidence that I really now think. Whereas before I first thought of these first 3 games of the season we would lose, I think we're going to get something against Wolves. You know, they look pretty good against Man City. Any team that holds Man City to a draw, even with a dodgy handled goal, but they did all right. They're organised. They're quite compact at the back. I think they let in fewest goals last year in the Championship. They are, you know, a really well drilled team, but I think we're going to turn them over next week. I really do. You know, if Arnautovic shakes his knock off he's got on his knee, and he's fit to spearhead the attack. I could see Yarmolenko coming in, because I think he'll go with a more potent attack and let them worry about us. I think the defence is sorted. The only change would be just put Creswell in for Masuaku, just for his defensive, you know, solidity. But I would keep the other 3 in there as well. Keep Sanchez in, midfielder Wilshere, Yarmolenko, and Antonio with Arnie up front, and I think we're now starting to see potentially what the team's looking like. But as I say, this was just a really quick 10-minute your shout. I'm not disappointed. I've seen lots of negativity on Twitter and people, not far off the top of themselves because we've got no points. We'll have some points on the board next time. I am absolutely sure of that. We're looking good, and we're just going to get better and better and better. Of that, I'm fairly sure. Don't say we're going to win every game for the rest of the season now, but I think we're going to be winning more than our fair share. The way it's starting to look now. I, for one, disappointed with the result, but I'm a happy hammer. Come on, you Lions.